People contact us all the time about which LED headlight bulbs fit their truck. If you've seen any of our other videos, we know that we've got the most experience of anybody in testing a wide variety of LED headlight bulbs. We figure out what works, we figure out what doesn't, then we do vehicle-specific testing to really narrow it down. I'm excited to talk to you about your 2009 to 2014 Ford F-150 in this video. We have Supernova H13 and GTR Lighting H13 bulbs, and we're going to show you which one's better in the 09 to 14 F-150 headlight. Now, the Ford variety has a bunch of different headlights that might be kind of confusing. This is the Super Duty H13, kind of similar in shape and design as the F-150, but it's totally different. If you have a Super Duty with this style headlight, check out our other videos for vehicle-specific applications for this headlight. If you have the newer style F-150 with this headlight, check out our videos again. We've got something there for you too. Today, we're focusing on the H13 09 to 14 Ford F-150 that looks like this. A lot of people are used to upgrading their halogen light bulbs with a high power version of the same thing, or a blue tinted halogen light bulb, or even an HID conversion kit. And we've got HID kits and we've got the blue tinted bulbs on our website, but a new product is emerging that is probably one of the best options for the Ford headlight. An HID conversion kit, especially a 55 watt variant, is still the brightest. If your only concern is the maximum super light output, get a 55 watt HID conversion kit. Visit us at www.headlightrevolution.com and we'll point you in the right direction. But LED headlight bulbs are super easy to install and way brighter than stock, so it's quickly becoming a really great option. In some headlight housings, the LED headlight bulb is as bright as a 35 watt HID kit or brighter. After all of our testing, we've identified two bulbs that have some similarities and some major differences that work really good in the 09 to 14 Ford F-150 headlight. First, let's talk about the Supernova version 3. The Supernova version 3 kit comes with two bulbs and two drivers with a plug-and-play wire harness. We like this bulb because the connection is exactly like the original H13 light bulb. So it plugs directly into your factory wiring, no modifications, no fancy modules, plug and play. Then on the bulb side, it fits exactly like the original bulb mounted into the housing. It's got the same type of ears, it's got the same type of O-ring, and the same mounting configuration. The only thing you have to do with the Supernova bulb is make sure that it's clocked correctly inside the housing. What I mean is the clocked position of the bulb. The goal is to have the LEDs facing left to right to match the reflector orientation of the built-in headlight housing. To do that, the mounting collar has a set screw right here. And the kit comes with an Allen screwdriver. You loosen it up, you take the screwdriver out, and then you can position the collar however you want on the bulb. So when we do the install in just a minute, we got to make sure that the LEDs are facing left to right. The second really great option that we found is the GTR Lighting Gen 3 Ultra Series LED headlight bulbs. These things come with a lifetime warranty and a 6000K color with 3,700 lumens of light. Not only is it super bright, but it's got one of the best beam patterns that you'll find. The reason for that is that it uses these new style chips from Philips called a ZES chip. They're super small, and the way they position them on the circuit board very closely mimics the positioning and layout of the original filament. Never before has an LED bulb been able to mimic the light output pattern of a factory halogen like this one. So every time we see these type of bulbs with these new ZES chips, they generally outperform every other type. That's why in this video, we're only showing you the newest, latest and greatest LED technology for your Ford. Again, with the GTR Lighting Gen 3, it has the same type of connector as the original halogen bulb, so it plugs directly into your wiring. There's no modification, no splicing, and no extra modules. The kit comes with two bulbs with a built-in driver in the wire harness, and the bulb itself matches the design of the original H13 bulb for super easy install. Now, the GTR bulb is adjustable also, but it doesn't use any Allen screws or set screws. You just twist it. It adjusts all the way one way and adjusts all the way the other way. That way, when you install it, it's super easy to get it aligned correctly inside the headlight. Let's plug them in. The install on this headlight is super easy. Literally, take out the old one and plug in the new one. The H13 bulb has little ears on it that are perfectly positioned for your fingers. You twist it out and then the new bulb goes in. All you have to do is find where those 3 locking tabs fit. Just kind of spin it until it drops into place. You'll find that eventually it stops spinning and that's when you're good to go. The next step is to plug in the wiring to your factory wiring. That's the whole install. You just pop in the bulb and plug it into your wiring. Now we got to make sure that it's installed correctly, aligned correctly in the front. So let's look at that. Right away, I can see that the LEDs are facing up and down. And that's going to be a problem because it's going to hit the mounting arm of that little reflector bowl inside the headlight, and it's going to be facing up where there is no light output reflector. So all you have to do is push and twist the bulb to the other orientation. And now they're perfectly pointing left to right. Super easy. If you put these in and you get a really weird beam pattern, chances are you just have to spin the bulb on the back side to make the LEDs face left and right. Another tip is the bowl on the LEDs has to be facing up like your cereal bowl for breakfast. Next up, we're going to do the install of the Supernova. It should be the exact same install with the exception that we might have to clock the collar. Now this one's black, but usually they're silver. I'm not sure why this one's black this time. So if you get a black one or a silver one, don't worry. If you're getting the Supernova bulbs, it's the same thing. It plugs in just like the original halogen bulb, just like the GTR bulb. You just spin it until it goes in. There you go. And then all the way until it's done. And then we check the positioning of the LEDs on the front side. It's actually perfect. The LEDs are left to right inside the headlight housing, and it matches the contour of that reflector bowl. That's perfect. Now, if you had to do some adjusting, you take it out. You'd use your Allen screw wrench to pull that set screw out. And then the collar can actually come off the bulb. At this point, you can put the collar back in the housing. You can then put your bulb in the housing. And you can twist it until you've got it positioned perfectly left to right. When you have it right there, you shouldn't have to twist the bulb anymore. If you grab onto these little ears on the Supernova bulb, you should be able to spin it out and leave everything in place. Now it's aligned perfectly. You just got to look for that hole where the set screw came out. It's really, really close. I could probably make it work. I'm just going to tweak it just a little bit to line up the screw hole perfectly. You put your set screw back in, tighten it down, then redo your install. Once you get the set screw reinstalled and snug, put it back in and plug it in. Now let's see what they look like when we turn them on. And this is why people are looking for upgrades for their headlights. You've got that dingy yellow color. It's sort of a fluffy looking, loose beam pattern. What I'm hoping to see with one of the LED options is a really bright hot spot with a lot of width and just a lot of light everywhere. This one looks like it could use some help. Now when you go to high beam, you can see that the beam gets even larger, more of a flood, and you've got some more light right in the middle. The halogen low beam in our tests created 980 lux, and the halogen high beam created 1220 lux. Let's see how the GTR Lighting Gen 3 does. Generally speaking, the GTR Lighting Gen 3 LED headlight bulbs are some of our best performers, but in this application, they only made 1560 maximum lux on low beam, which is only 60% brighter than stock. It's still an upgrade, even though the beam pattern isn't quite as tight as we'd like to see. When we switch to high beam, it's only a 10% increase in light over stock. It's this massive floodlight, which might be a pretty decent high beam, but it only creates 1333 maximum lux. Let's take a look at the Supernova V.3 LED headlight bulbs next. An important thing to look for when choosing headlight bulbs is the lumen rating. The GTR Lighting LED headlights have a higher lumen rating than these next ones, but the measured usable light, the lux, in the Supernova is better. Regardless of the lumen rating, the actual usable light output in the Supernova V3 LED bulb is impressive. The low beam has a staggering 112% increase in brightness over stock,
producing 2080 maximum lux. Not only is it super bright, but the beam pattern is spectacular. When we switch it to high beam, the same rings true. It's 80% brighter than stock, coming in at 2210 maximum lux. The low beam and the high beam on the Supernova version 3 LED headlight bulbs are the best that we've tested in this Ford F-150 headlight.
So it all depends on what you want out of your headlights. The Supernova bulbs have kind of a bluish tint to them compared to the GTR. They have a 2-year warranty. They're a little bit less expensive. The GTR lighting bulbs have a super easy to adjust collar. They have a lifetime warranty. They've got that perfect pure white color. So whichever one you choose is going to be an awesome upgrade over your stock halogen bulbs. Links to both of these products are in the description below the video. You can find them on our website at www.headlightrevolution.com. And please, if you have any questions, contact us. Comment down below. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Google+. And please subscribe so you don't miss the next video we come out with next.